Hey guys, so I'm gonna show y'all my own workflow when it comes to GitHub and how you can kind of get started and get your changes pushed into the main repository. So I'm on my page, and so I'll just start from the actual page that holds the main repository on the company page. So mine on the edge is company page, and it has one repository named Blacktop iOS. So with your ignore the noise, that's my dog in the background. But if you want to get started and you want to contribute to this project, you can clone this repository locally, which here's the link right here. But if you try to make changes and actually push, it won't work because I am the only one who has permissions to actually push this account, just to kind of protect it from getting messed up by any random person. So what you can do is you can fork it, and what forking does is make a local copy on your own account. You can make changes, you can push to it, you can do whatever you want, and then when you actually want to say, hey, I think my changes are good enough to be on the main repository, you'll do a pull request, and then you'll actually push those changes from your account to this account. But let me show you how to get started. So the first thing I do is normally I fork it. So you'll fork it to your account, and it actually makes a copy onto your own account. So if I go to my account by clicking here, I'll see this on my own page. And so this is my own local copy. You can see this is my account name. This is a copy. It says forked from actually here. So pretty simple, right? So the first thing you want to do is to copy this clone URL. And cloning is a concept of means copy. So clone means make a copy with this link. And so I'm a command line guy. You're probably using a GitHub app for Mac, but I'm going to show you how to use the command line to actually make it happen. So by default, if you installed Xcode, you actually have the app called Git. So if you do which Git, it shows you where it's actually stored on your machine, but that's not important. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to some location on my machine. In this case, I want it to be in my Xcode projects folder. So I'm going to go to it right here. And then the first thing I want to do is to clone it. So I'm going to do git clone, and then I'm going to paste that clone URL, which I got on my own page. You don't want to clone the one that's on a company page. You want to clone the one that's on your own account. So I'm going to clone it. It's going to copy it onto my local machine. If this doesn't work, it means your SSH keys are probably not stored onto github.com. But that's another tutorial that I can probably show you offline. But anyways, now if I look in my folder, there it is my Blacktop iOS app is stored right here. But actually, I'm going to remove it real quick because I don't like the name of it. So normally if you want to clone it, you'll clone the URL, but I also want to name it my folder Blacktop. So it's going to copy down this repository and store it into a folder called Blacktop. So now Blacktop is there. I'm going to CD into it, Blacktop, and you can see all my project files are here. So now you have it locally, right? So Git has this concept of remotes, and basically a remote is saying I'm a link to somewhere else. And with these links, you can pull in changes from somewhere. So with GitHub, you really want to work on branches. So by default, if you do a Git branch, it shows you that you're on a master branch. But anytime you're making a change, you want to create a branch named after that change. So for example, if I go to this company page and look at the issues, we have an outstanding issue to add a tab view to the app, right? So I'm going to create a branch and call it, and so basically you do git branch and then the name of the branch. And so in this case, I'm going to call it add tab view. So that's the name of my branch, right? So now if I do git branch, it lists all the branches, and right now I'm not actually on that branch. So I want to get onto that branch. I'm going to do a git checkout and then the name of that branch. And now I'm actually on to that branch, right? So now I'm going to make some changes to it, right? So let's open up the app. So the app is opening up. So let's make some changes, right? So now I want to actually add that tab view. So let's go to our storyboard and let's add a tab view, right? So by default, we just had a navigation view, basic navigation view. but I want to embed this into a tab view, right? So I'm going to go here, go to a tab view. Let's see. I want to find a tab. Like I said, ignore it. That's my dog in the background. So let's see. Editor, embed in. All right. So I want to take this and embed it into a tab view. So if I remember right, I'm going to do an embed. We're going to embed it into a tab bar controller, right? So now, if I build my app, it should be into a tab bar. Yep, so I'm in a tab view. Alright. But in this case, I only have one tab. But for kicks, I want to kind of add another tab. So I'm going to add a view controller. I'm going to add it here. And then I'm going to connect it. So right, so now I have a tab view with 2 pages. So if I recompile this app, it should be 2 pages, 2 tabs, right? 2 tabs. Perfect. Perfect. All right. So let's just organize this just a little bit better, because I don't like the way this is organized. All right, so that was easy. And now I have a tab bar controller, and it has 2 pages. 2 tabs. Right now they're just kind of named both item, but let's change that. So let us change that. So let's name this guy feed. Give it an image of, right now we'll just say featured. All right, and then I want to go here. And let's name this guy, I don't know, search. Right? So now if I recompile the app, I should have 2. It says search and featured, right? So that was pretty simple. So now that I have my changes, I want to go ahead and get those checked into the repository, into my own local copy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a commit. And basically what a commit does, it says, hey, I want to go to commit these changes locally, but I need to go ahead and add the files that I want to actually put into that commit. So I do a Git Add, and right now there's only one file needs to be changed, which in this case is the storyboard file. So I'm going to do an add, and so now if I do a git status, it shows me, hey, this file was modified and it's being ready to be committed. So I'm going to do a git commit, and I'm going to say, hey, this fixes, in this case, number 9 to add a tab to the main view. So this fixes number 9 to add and adds tab view. Tab view. All right. Just added 2 tabs, home and search. All right. So now, if I do a git status, you'll see, hey, there's nothing to commit because I just committed it. It's done. It's in there and it's ready to go. But how Git works is everything is done locally. You make all your changes. If you F up, it's fine, because if you haven't pushed your changes to the server, then you can just do a git branch. You can see what branch you're on. You can say, hey, I effed up on this branch, so let me check. Let me go back to my master branch, and so you do git checkout master. Then back on my master, and if you do a git branch delete and then the name of the branch, then you'll actually delete that branch, and it's fine because it's not on the server. It's only locally. But I don't want to delete it. I want to get back to it, so I'm gonna do git checkout add tab view to get back on that branch. So now I'm on that branch, but I want to push it to my server. And so remember earlier I said there's a concept of remotes. So if I do a git remote and actually do a git remote -v, there's only one remote on here. It says origin, and this is a link to my own account page, which has a copy of the Blacktop iOS app. But you know what? I also want to have access to the repository that's stored in the company page, just in case anything changes. You know, you went in, you added a new page, but I want to see that new page. In order for me to get that new page, I need to be able to some way pull down those changes. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a git remote add upstream, and then I'm going to actually add a link to the Modern Edge repository. So I'm going to get that clone URL from the Modern Edge page down here. And so I'm going to add a remote called upstream, because hey, it's the upstream changes, and I'm going to add the link to it. So now if I do a git remote -v, then hey, I have 2 origins. And so remember I said you always want to work on a branch. So let's say you know, I'm on my in my repository, and someone said, hey, I added a new page, you should check out the latest changes. Well, since I'm never making changes on my master branch, I can always pull in the latest changes onto my own master branch just to kind of see. So my master branch will always contain the latest changes or whatever. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a git fetch upstream, because I want to fetch it from upstream, and then the name of the branch that I want to fetch, which is called master. So it's going to fetch any new changes. It's going to say, hey, there's a branch called master, and so you know what? I'm going to pull in those changes. I want to merge whatever was on that master branch and upstream into my own local copy. So I'm going to do a git pull git merge master, git merge upstream master. It says, hey, I'm already up to date. There's nothing different. So that's fine. All right. But anyways, we made our changes on our branch called add tab view. And so what you want to do is you want to go ahead and get those changes onto your server. So the first thing I'm going to do a git push. And I want to push to my local copy on my GitHub account. So I'm going to do a git push origin, which is the name of my remote to my page. And then the name of the branch I actually want to push to it, which is add tab view. All right. So now if I push it, it's going to ask me for my username. I don't know why I don't have this stored on here yet. And then my password, which I hope is this. I probably got this wrong. Sorry. I swore I thought I had this already stored on here. Yeah. Alright, so like I said, you want to go ahead and push those, push that branch to your GitHub account. So I'm going to do a git push, and then the name of my remote, which is origin, and then the name of my branch that I actually want to push. So I'm going to push that. It's going to ask for my password. I'm not sure. I need to store this locally. But anyways. So now, if I look at my account page, go here, then I see, hey, I just pushed that. and asking me, say, hey, do you want to do a pull request? But we'll come back to that later. So now I made my changes and I'm done. And so normally you will go ahead, do a pull request, and then you go back to your master branch, and then you start working on a new branch because you want to start working on the next issue. So you do whatever, start some new branch. So with this, now we want to do a pull request. So we'll do a pull request and says, hey, this fixes number 9 and adds tab view. I always want you to put the issue that you're actually fixing into the pull request, so that actually closes the issue when this pull request is accepted. So I'm just going to do a create pull request, and then that's it. This actually pulled me to the company page because I own it, and it allows me to say, hey, merge the pull request. But I'm not going to do that right now. Well, actually, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So, hey, this actually does exactly what I want to do. So I'm going to go say, you know what, this looks great. And then I'm going to go ahead and merge that pull request. And then I'm going to confirm it. So, great. It works and it closes that issue. And so now that all of that is done, you're back on your add tab view, and so you want to go back on the Git checkout master. And so now you want to see what's on upstream. So I just added this new feature, but you don't have it, because if you look in your log, the last thing you see is from February 24th, and today's March 3rd. So you want to get all those changes. So first thing you're going to do, you're going to do git fetch upstream, since we added that remote earlier, and then you want to pull in that master branch from the upstream. So now I fetched it, and it says, hey, I have those things. So now that you fetched it, it's stored locally, and so now you want to do a Git Merge off. Sorry, my dog. You want to do a Git Merge upstream /master. So I want to merge whatever is from upstream into my master. Sorry, I want to merge my local branch with the master branch on upstream. So now when I do that, everything works. And because there's no changes, there's nothing really different. It just does a fast forward merge. So now if I look at my log, boom, merge request added tab view. So now when I look at Xcode, boom, I got all the changes that someone else made, and that's fine. And so your master branch should always look exactly like what's on the upstream master branch. So I hope that kind of helps. But like I said, the flow is to do a git clone, and then the name of the link to your local copy of the repository. And after you do that, the next thing you'll do is you do a git branch. Because naturally you'll automatically be on a master branch, and so you don't want to make changes on that. You do a git branch, the name of your branch, and then you do a git checkout onto that branch, and so now you're on that new branch. And after you check it out, make your changes, save whatever, and then you're going to do a git commit, and then it's going to bring you to a new page to actually type in it. But actually, if you want a shortcut, you can always do a git commit -m and then type it in line right here. So after you make those changes, now you're actually that might fail because it's gonna say, oh, you haven't added anything to commit. You can do Git Add and the name of the files that actually changed and add it to that commit, and then you're gonna do a git commit -m fixes number 9, whatever. Boom. Now that's gonna be added there, and then now you want to push that branch to your remote, which is origin, and then after you push it, it's going to be on your account page, and it's going to also allow you to do a pull request right there in your GitHub account. And then whenever someone else has made a change and you want to get it, you want to go back to your Git checkout master, Sorry, don't know what's going on. Huh. Huh. Yeah, sorry. It was telling me I need my changes were different, so I forgot when I pulled down the upstream changes, I need to push this to my local account. Git push origin master. Yeah, so now that's on my local account. But I hope that kind of helps. This was kind of a little fast, but if you need a little help, just ping me. Don't worry about it. But yeah, later.